You know, a lot of people don't know how it actually feels like to work in a hotel for over 8 years. For me, fortunately, it was an adventure. And throughout my experiences working in a hotel behind the reception, I got to witness the weirdest of shit. I got to see things that no man should ever see. Okay, that's a bit dramatic, but yeah, it gets really intense. You know, usually it's a simple routine. You get in, you check your emails, you help guests check in, you give them condoms, the usual. However, this one fateful day I would never forget. I checked in this gentleman who is our regular, and by regular I mean pretty much every week. This man was a Casanova. Some might say he was a sugar daddy. I hate using that term, but I mean that's what he was. He had money and he would bring in girls from all over the world. The type of man who would bring in someone's daughter. So this sugar daddy, we'll just call him Sam. He was a pretty cool guy. I had no problem with him whatsoever. You know, he would book in, he paid me, he got his room, he was happy. It's just that this one day, he did something I'll never forget. And I can bet you that he didn't even expect what I'm about to tell you to happen to him. So Sam comes in and pretend he doesn't know the prices for the rooms because, he's with a new girl and he wants to give the impression that he's not a pig. So he'll be like, so how much are rooms today? Knowing that I know that he knows that I know that he knows. But of course, I play the game. Hi sir, the rooms are going for $6.99. Now here's the thing. We had special rooms. The type of rooms that we called short. Basically, they pay $300 and they get a room for a short period of time. This was ideal for them because they can get in and get out like nothing ever happened. Now Sam brought in this woman that he believes was a woman, and by that I mean she was a transgender. Now look, I have no problems with transgenders whatsoever. But here's the thing, this person did not tell Sam that she was a he, but I knew. But Sam didn't. Stacy had giveaways. You'd look at her neck, you'd look at her body, you'd probably think, yeah, I'll do that. Now here's the thing, our sugar daddy Sam was a drinker. He'd always come in tipsy, but I wouldn't say drunk. And for the most part, I think he didn't know. He truly didn't know. So when they checked in, I was really surprised. I was like, oh, okay, so Sam here is really opened. He's bisexual probably, He probably plays for both teams. So Sam goes up to his room, checks in Stacy, and he comes back down and tries to get Stacy a drink. As he's going back up, he passes by me and he's like, I need condoms. And I'm like, what? He's like, I need condoms. And I'm like, oh, okay. I gave him condoms and Sam was really excited because in his mind, he was about to get laid to a woman. I feel like if you're a man and you've transitioned to be a woman, it's sort of your duty to disclose that to your partner before things get out of control, And I'll be honest, I'm usually uncomfortable around situations like this. Although I was trained to be a professional, I almost lost my socks. It took less, and I mean less, than 2 minutes for him to run out. We hear a sound, a scream down the hall. I've never heard a guest scream for their lives like that. So I stood up from my desk to try and see what's going on. And there goes Sam, running for his life, as if he saw a ghost. And he probably did. I pretended to be shocked for his sake. He was out of breath, he couldn't speak. We asked what was happening, what's the problem, what's wrong? In my mind I already knew what he was about to say, but I thought it would be funny if he told me himself. Before he could even explain to me what the issue was, he yells and says, "Get that thing out of my room!" What thing? It's like that woman that I brought in. She's a man and she didn't tell me that piece of shit. And I'm like, wait, I thought you knew that. He looked me dead in the eye and said, "You think this is funny?" I'm like, "Sir, you brought her in. I can't just remove her. And where are your clothes?" Then he says, "Please get this person out of my room. I paid for this room and I'm a guest." Yes, you're a guest, but that is your guest. So then Sam tells us that he wants his money back. He's not going to stay in the room and he expects a refund. And as I tried to explain to Sam that unfortunately that's not how it works. You booked the room and just because you didn't get laid doesn't mean I don't get paid. Okay, I'm kidding. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. Moments go by, then Stacy comes down and they try to explain what was going on. So she begins to explain that she did disclose that she was indeed a man. Sam yelled, "Hell no!" Sam was aggressively angry. He was ready to attack Stacy. Mind you, this was a lobby filled with kids around, families, heck, even dogs, and they had to see all that. So Sam demands to speak to my manager. Of course, they always do. I can guarantee you that in most hotels, they probably have a system. Our system was pretty simple. We would pretend to call the manager and try to get to the bottom of this because we knew deep down that there was no way we were going to give a refund because of our policy. But we had to give the guests hope. Hope is good. Hope keeps them coming back. So I felt bad for Sam because he was a regular. I would see him almost every weekend. I truly really wanted to help him. After all, he did just make my day. So I told Sam that, look, I'm not able to refund you, but what I can do is reschedule. So basically, we'll just schedule his check-in to a different date, because technically the room was not used. So I guess the point of the story is that I just found it funny how men would pick up strangers and not have these sort of expectations in mind. You know, it is, after all, a stranger. Look, I've seen weird stuff, and trust me, this is just the beginning of my tales.